isn't the best angle, but this is really the only time I need to talk this out, and I'll feel a lot better if I'm recorded when I'm talking it out. So I adopted a dog on Tuesday. I actually found him on the internet. I was thinking about getting an emotional support dog for my anxiety, for panic attacks, because when I was younger, we almost always had a dog for some reason or another, and dogs tend to be compassionate, and they tend to recognize the emotions of their owner, and when nobody else was there was always, the dog to be there. So I was looking to adopt a dog for that reason, for to have someone there. And so I found one online, and his name was Galahad. And I love that because it's just the right kind of nerdy for me. It's Sir Galahad, one of the Knights of the Round Table. Like, that is my kind of nerdy. So I just, fell in love with this thought of this dog. So I tried to arrange to meet him, and it didn't work out over the weekend, but I got a call on Tuesday saying that the dog was switching foster homes, and if I wanted to come meet it and adopt it, that would probably, that would be the ideal time. So I went up, met the dog, ended up adopting him, took him to, home, and I felt I was dutiful, fed him twice a day, we went on 4 walks a day. If he woke me up in the middle of the night, which he did 3 mornings in a row, I would get up, take him out, let him do his business. I was trying to be nice, but he didn't know his name, because apparently that was the name the shelter gave him, and he didn't know any commands, and he tended to respond better to Spanish, but he still didn't know what any of the words meant. And he kind of just did what he wanted. He sat on his couch cushion and just didn't bug anybody. But he loved meeting new people and meeting new dogs, and it seemed to, be going really great. I worked from home for a couple of days because I wanted to make sure he, was able to get adjusted and everything was good, and I was gonna use a kennel, but they were like a third of the price on Amazon. So I was waiting for it to come from Amazon, just because I live in an apartment, and it's a lot easier to avoid damage if the pet's always attended. So I was getting a kennel. So it came yesterday, and I was gonna go to work today, this morning, and I had to get him into his kennel. So I bought special animal hide treats to help him get in the kennel, to reward him for being good and going in the kennel and this, that, and the other. And I went to try and get him off the couch and into the kennel, which was in my office in a different room. So I tried to give him the treat, and I tried to get him to follow the treat, and he wouldn't come no matter what I did, and he doesn't understand any commands, so he felt no need to move no matter what I did. So I went to grab his collar to move him off the couch and into the kennel, like normal. And and as I grabbed his collar, he whipped around and grabbed onto my arm and bit me. So I screamed, ow. I screamed in Mariah's group. You have to remember how that is. They're rather manly. And I went to the other room, totally in shock of what had just happened. I got up, went back out, I needed to go to work. So I got his leash. He doesn't have any issues with me putting a leash on his collar. It's just grabbing the collar. So I got his leash, put his leash on, and used the leash to drag him into the kennel. Then I gave him the treat and shut the door. And I couldn't go to work. I was just starting to process what had happened and realized I couldn't keep the dog. But I couldn't process what emotions were going on, so I started to have a panic attack and brought my dad over, and he helped me, and ended up going to work. But my arm just hurts. I can't even use this arm to drive. Like, it's just in pain. So I went to work and my arm was just in pain. So I ended up going to the doctor. I reported the bite to the animal shelter I got it from, which was Salt Lake County. So that's where animal control is. I reported the bite. They didn't do any stitches or anything. It wasn't deep. The doctor didn't think the punctures were deep enough, but he did puncture my skin in 4 places. And I took him back to the shelter after that. And said they were going to put him in quarantine for rabies, which is fine. It's just, I have this feeling that they're going to try to, put him up for adoption again. And this is not the first time he's bitten. This is the 3rd time he's bitten. This is his 3rd bite report. Which means he's gonna just do it again. I just feel so bad because the next person that's gonna, fall in love with this dog is gonna try and get him to do something, natural, try to just train the dog. Turn around and bite him again. Like, naturally I don't want this dog to be put down, but you can't just keep doing that to people. Like, rather the dog bite me 100 times than to go to this house with a kid and the kid tries to grab the collar and it turns around and bites again because it doesn't care. Could care less. And so it's just like, I don't know how to feel. I don't know if I should be sad or glad that the dog's gone, if I should be worried that it's gonna go bite someone else. Like, I don't know how to feel. And like, yeah, I don't have any tissues in my car. But yeah, I don't know. You can't. Like, I'm afraid. When I went to go pick him up, get him out of the kennel and stuff, I was afraid. Every time his head got close to me, I freaked out. Like, clearly I'm a little traumatized by this, and I just don't want that to happen to somebody else, you know? There's just too much moral conflict about this, and it's eating me up. I don't know. But that's my rant, and I don't know what I'm gonna end up doing with it, but if you do end up seeing it, advice.